Awesome, awesome. Okay, you guys. So I'm excited. I know we've got our promotion on right now for 50% off kits that's supposed to end tonight. However, it's good to know moving forward how you can enroll distributors even without the promotion. And I love that the ladies that are going to be sharing tonight, we all have kind of little different tips. So write these down for yourselves as well. I'm going to start off and introduce you to Crystal. Crystal, I think I'm going to unmute. You can unmute. There you go. She had something that it's just those small little tweaks, you guys, that one small thing or those two small things that all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm enrolling now. So Crystal, go ahead and share your tip.
Hi, everybody. So I was having a little bit of a slump with signing DTs. So I kind of went through my messaging and kind of read it through, and it was just sounding so scripted, if you know what I mean. So I was like, I'm gonna kind of switch it up and put a little bit of my personal twist on it. So that's what I have done. I'll read my scripting, and then I can share it in the fresh page or something for everybody. But so I kind of put an about me, a short about me in the middle of my spiel. So it starts with, so I'm a brand rep for a health and beauty company. So I don't say I'm with It Works. I just say I'm a brand rep for a health and beauty company, which means I work through social media on my schedule. I literally share the products and business opportunity through Facebook, Instagram. Show me running around like crazy, my busy life while I make an income and share the products that we offer and clients love. A little bit about me. I have been with the company for almost 4 years. I resigned as a healthcare assistant. This is now my full-time income. I have lost 65 plus pounds with these products. These products have changed my life. This is flexible to whatever schedule you have and whatever goals you want to achieve. It's so much fun, and it's basically what we already do on social media, but just getting paid for it. Does that sound like something you'd be into? So it's just a little tiny bit of me, not too much info, but enough that they know that, it's real. And yeah, so that's my little tip.
And just from what you read, I would say yes. If you're like, oh, it's flexible on your own schedule, the products are amazing. I lost 65 pounds. I retired from my healthcare job. I'd be like, yeah, okay, tell me more. So I absolutely love that that you put that in there. And obviously the passion shows through too, and a lot of people connect and relate. And you also have a team member who is wanting to I was like, tell me your secret, because she's been enrolling. I was like, what are you doing? So go ahead, Crystal.
So I'm going to introduce you to my girl, Tanya.
Hi, guys. I'm still fairly new at all this. So, my tip would be just not really to give up. I was so frustrated the first couple weeks that like I was ready to just be like, okay, that's it. I'm done. This is over. I'm finished. I'm not doing this anymore. And then yeah, like I just reached out to Crystal and she's like, don't get frustrated. It's totally fine. Just relax, take a breath. It's all good. You can do this. So yeah, so for me, it's just relying on those leaders as well. Um, don't give up on your people. I just signed a DT that I have been following and messaging since the middle of January. And first of all, she was like products. And then I had a phone call conversation with her the other day, and I ended up signing her as a DT and a 30-day drop subscription for 3 months. So like, I feel like I'm being a pain in the butt to people, but really, I think my people anyways, they kind of like the updates, the what's going on, the new promos. They might not answer me, but I just keep sending them to them anyways, and eventually they'll cave.
And I love that, Tanya, because I know that you were frustrated, and it does take leaning on people. I didn't sign my first distributor until I think I was in my 5th month. And I love that you didn't give up. And like you said, right from when you started, those leads that were saying no or that weren't ready or maybe not responding were now obviously you're getting volume, they're getting product, and you're helping them earn income. I think that that's super, super powerful. And just to throw you in the spot, where do you typically get most of your potentials from?
Um, a lot of my potentials are from like the very beginning when I put up like my first post. Um, and somebody commented on it, and then I got this guy to do a host a post, and like they're coming from him, like on his Facebook. That's where they're coming from. So he keeps posting for me, and then I keep this girl that I signed the other day, she's one of those, like from February. And she's like, this is skeptical, I don't know. She emailed me, she Facebooked me, and then yeah, and friends. I have friends that share my stuff as well, but I do find the host to post still challenging for me, but I'll get there. My social media is not that big.
You know what? I think that that's an exciting thing to look forward to is having that like next round of boom too. Like once your network is growing, you get the hang of host a post, and then it's like, so I love that you're just you're growing. And I think that that's awesome. And your team's growing and it's really exciting.
I'm trying.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for your tips. I so appreciate it. I know that you're new and it's your first Zoom. You did amazing. So I just want
It
to
is. And now I got to go back to dinner because we were out for dinner and I totally forgot. So I'm bailing on dinner right now. That's totally fine.
well enjoy and thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. So next up is Shannon, and she is an incredible leader and definitely knows her way around signing distributors and has tips. So I'll just let her go for it.
Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness, it has been a long time since I've been on a Zoom, but I am happy that I'm here with you all tonight. So definitely one of my top tips is going to be that you are asking your current PMs. I sign a lot of distributors from those people. I have a girl right now who's signing up. And she loves her products and she literally just can't afford to continue using them, which was literally my story from the beginning, which is super exciting. Another great one is messaging random people on your Facebook. I know it sounds so cliche, and people are like, "Oh, I don't like reaching out. Oh, I don't like cold messaging." But in my message, it's like giving them a compliment. It's like, "Hey, I wanted to reach out. I think you're so beautiful. Your page is amazing. I just wanted to see if you'd be interested in earning an income on your social media. If not, I totally understand." Like it's super chill. You're complimenting them. I've had so many people come back to me and be like, "Oh, thanks so much for like the compliment," but like, "No, I'm not interested." And it's like, okay, cool, no worries. Ask them to host a post, so it gets other conversations flowing. And the last thing is definitely following up. Following up is key. I think I signed like 12 distributors back in December, and I followed up all the way through January of 2024. So that was a whole year's worth of following up with people, being consistent through that year, going back and messaging them again. I was also feeling really bold today, and I did something I've never done before, and it actually got some results. So yesterday I sent out all of my follow-ups for distributors for the promotion. And today when it was extended, I went back and looked at all the people who had read my message and messaged them again. And I literally said, "Hey, I saw you opened my message yesterday and I never heard back from you. Is this something you're still interested in? And if so, what's holding you back right now? No judgment." And I can't tell you how many people replied to that message. They were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like I was busy doing this or I was doing that. And I'm actually feeling this way about it." And like, it just kind of started that conversation again. I'm usually very like hesitant, like, "Oh, okay, like they didn't reply. Like maybe they're not interested anymore." But today I was like, "No, they didn't reply. I'm messaging them again, calling them out, being like, 'Why didn't you answer me?'" And people seem to respond to that. So you never know. Sometimes it takes a little bit of boldness to get through and send those messages. Sometimes even just the feeling bold enough to send the initial follow-up if that's something that you're scared to do. Just step outside of your comfort zone, and you never know who's going to be ready when. I think they say that a person's life changes every 6 months. So that's why going back through all those people for quite a while back is very beneficial. And I think you guys taking all these tips are going to be signing distributors like crazy.
I love that. And especially the double follow-up, because it can be, because especially for us yellows, we're like, we don't want to be pushy. But then at the same time, I always think I don't want them to miss out on the deal. Like, I know Heather Juno, she says, hey, are you still interested? She just like cuts to it. And yeah, I love that you also shared that you went back that whole year. And you guys, a lot of people aren't ready right now. Like, I would love for you to drop in the chat how long it took you to sign as a distributor. Shannon Shannon signed actually fairly quick, but she loved the product and all those things, you guys. But it took me 3 months. So give yourself some grace in how long it takes for people to sign up. Let me just go and check the chat. 4 months, 4 years. Oh my gosh, yes. So like, just know that it might not be right now. For me, I said no for months, and then my daughter was born, and I was like, oh geez, like I've got to provide for her, and I don't want to miss out on moments when she's so little. Like, it would be awesome if I could work from home. And obviously for Shannon and myself, like her son was coming off. She was coming off mat leave when she decided to get started, and now she's got 3 babies and she's been able to do this from home. But like, how many life shifts from, moving to different jobs and all those kinds of things. Inflation. If you have a message your potentials from last year and the cost of everything has just gone up, you can literally say, hey, I know we haven't talked in a year. So much has changed in the world since then. Like, could you benefit from an extra income? And now more than ever, you guys, it's up to us to ask that. I need to go back, Shannon, and re-message all the people who viewed my stuff. Okay, so some other tips for you guys. I don't think we've got any questions yet. I was a customer for a few months, then jumped in. Yes, almost a year, 2 years. Yes, so you guys, long time. Like, just continue to grow your potentials list. Okay, so I want to do one last thing. Drop a 5 in the, like, do we do 1 and 2? Drop a 5 in the chat if you got asked if you were interested in earning income. Like, my girlfriend asked me. Drop a 6 in the chat if you asked your enroller. And where did you find this business from? Was it a business post? Was it a business story? Was it a host to post? Was it a reel? I'm just really, really curious who had their enroller message then first. From a host to post, from a friend. So you guys, it's us going to the people. And that would be my number 1 top tip, is we have to be brave to send the messages. And that's where we get our leads from. I used to post online. I was very new to social media. I didn't have social media when I started. So and I was introverted, like really introverted. So it felt uncomfortable for me to message people because I felt like I was bugging them. So I would just post and I would wait. And I would get not so many likes and not so many comments. But if someone did comment, you better bet they were getting a message from me. So we didn't have hacks. We didn't have reels. We didn't have stories when I started. It was literally like you could post. And my business was really, really slow. And that's probably why I didn't sign a distributor until into my 5th month. And I got to the point where, like Tanya said, where she was feeling discouraged. And then you're like, okay, what can I do to make things change? I hated taking photos of myself. And I really didn't like writing out personal posts because I hadn't made a lot of money. And I felt like because I hadn't made a lot, I couldn't share about helping someone earn income. Now, if you guys can relate, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I was like, okay, I've got to get myself on my page. the more I posted pictures of like me holding my daughter's hand while we were taking a walk and talking about my office view, me with my feet up, it didn't even have to be my face, me with my feet up on the couch or laying in bed and saying, oh, I didn't have to commute on Monday. I didn't have to set an alarm clock today. So many people are interested in that lifestyle that they're like, I hate going to work on Mondays. I hate commuting 4 hours a day. So I more so talked about the freedom that the business gave me. And then the enrollments and the finances started to come afterwards. But the more personal that you can get in sharing your story, the more comments and likes you're going to get, the more people you have the message, is essentially my point. So post about the business often. I see it time and time again where a lot of us post about products and we share the benefits and before and after pictures and call to actions on the products, but we're missing posting about the business. So typically we should be trying to post something about the opportunity every day. I really want to encourage you guys to go and scroll through your newsfeed from this month, from last month. You can even go back from the month before and count how many times did you post about the business last week? Once last week? How about last month? 3 times last month? If you're like, I'm not signing distributors, and then it's like light bulb and we're like, oh, I need to post about the business more. Same within our stories. Thankfully, you guys, I would only get like 2 or 3 likes on my posts. Sometimes it was a lot of the same people. And then stories came out and story views. I was like, ooh, there was 20 people who looked at it. You better bet that I'm going to be messaging the story views every day. And that is one of the ways that I generate leads even still now is through my story views. I post about the opportunity, try to do it daily because the next morning I wake up and I've got a couple extra people that I can reach out to. So, and that's why we turn on our open sign about the opportunity every day. Posting a story is like one of the first things we should be doing. Okay. And then, sorry, I just saw the chat. Yeah, have been posting perhaps. Okay, this is my next part, you guys. Almost every single person on my team, Crystal, Nicole, Shannon, Melissa, they all hosted a post for me and I offer them the business opportunity. And that's where I generate the majority of my distributor leads from. So getting up, you can even just do giveaway haps. And as long as you're asking the host about the business opportunity and say, hey, I just want to say thank you for posting. You literally just did what I do to earn income. Could you benefit from an extra income? Would you be open to info? And for the most part, people are like, oh, like they don't even realize that we have an opportunity for them. So, and I'm only just getting into reels, you guys, but that's like the next step. So it was like posting and then stories came out, then host a post. And I feel like reels is like a really great way to expand. You can have one go viral and get a ton of potentials. Sorry, someone was knocking on my door. Okay.
Jess, just one sec. So Jess asked me, I think over 5 times before I actually signed. So don't give up. Like if you have to ask like 6 times, do it because at some point they will need that money. So yeah, just putting that in there. It wasn't the first time, 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah. And my girlfriend asked me so many times. Sorry, my husband's got outfits for Vegas and he's that's who's knocking on my door. Okay, so this is being recorded. All right. Does anyone have anything that they're stuck with distributors about? You can throw it in the chat. Never stop asking unless they say no. You know what? And yeah, if they don't say no, you guys, they're still thinking about it. A lot of people are just nervous, and that's why we have to be brave first. So I will drop my, does someone want to drop, I don't know if Nicole, if you have my host to post that I always use, I'm going to send it to you. Just give me one sec. So distributor host to post is also a really great way, like getting other people to post about the opportunity. And I want to share the one that works so well for me. And I almost get comments on it every single time. Because there are literally so many people out there looking to earn income. So you guys don't just get up haps about the product, also incorporate haps about the business. Okay. We're gonna get into the distributor conversation because I know when I first started, I was like, okay, well, what do I say? What do I, how do I give them information? Whether it's a like, a comment, I always send the intro. Hey, thanks so much for checking out my post about, my girls at the beach and earning income from my phone. You're interested in the info, whatever the post is about. So when they say yes, I say, okay, great. So this is what it is that I do. I have a little spiel and I have a little personalized bit in it as well, just like Crystal said. And I know that Shannon does too. So you guys always customize it. Like she said, scripts are guidelines of what to say. We're not robots. The more you can personalize it, the better. Voice note. If someone can take the time to send me a voice note and I can hear them, I'm like, oh, hey, like, thanks so much for like actually taking the time to connect with me. Voice notes is one of the things that helps me sign distributors, especially if they're from HAPS and they don't know you. If you can send them a message and they can hear you, they know that you're a real person. They can hear your passion, your excitement. I used to pre-record voice notes to myself in Messenger because I was nervous to send voice note. So don't say, oh, I can't because I'm too scared. Send one until you feel comfortable. Save it in send it to yourself in Messenger and say DT script or something like that. You can just forward it to them. You can reuse it whenever you're talking to someone. Okay, that's a little side note. So it was an Ambassador Diamond that told me when you're talking to a distributor, treat it like a date. Ask about them. The more people that can talk about themselves, usually the more comfortable they feel. So this is what I do. Is it sounding good? Yes. Okay, great. So how much are you looking to earn? Like side income, part-time, full-time, tell me about you. And if they're like, oh, like I'm a single mom, I work full time, I just can't like bills, I just can't cut it right now. Or I'm a student and I'm so like behind on rent, like there's so many different situations. Then you can relate and you can say, oh yeah, I totally know how you feel. Like I'm a busy mom of two and it's so expensive nowadays. What's your schedule like? How much time do you want to put in towards that, $500 a month? You can go back and forth. And if they say, oh, I want to, I've got like 2 hours. Okay, perfect. So there's no cap on how much you can earn. It's really flexible. Normally I voice note you guys, but there are scripts in boards. Hopefully your leader has scripts. This is how we get paid. Any questions about that, or is it looking good? No, looks good. Okay, great. So this is how we get started. We need our business license and our website. You get free product. Any questions on that, or are you wanting to know how to get started? And if they say, yeah, okay, let's get started, I can either walk you through it on my website or I can do it for you, whichever is easier. So it's literally step by step. Ask your enroller if you get stuck. Okay, if you're feeling frustrated with your distributor conversations and you're like, I always get to this part and then they never reply back. There can be some small tweak that you can do in there that'll get them ready to the next part. I always say end the conversation or like whatever you're going to send them in a question so that they have to engage back to the point where they're ready to enroll. Thank you, Nicole, for putting that in there. Okay. 90% of my convos are from voice notes. Yes, Crystal. I know that was a big thing. We were nervous to send them, and that was another shift that you did as well. Okay. So I also have a short video that I send now. I say, okay, this is what I do. Any questions, or is it looking good? And if they say no, I say, okay, great. I've got a short video that goes over more about what we do, what we offer, how we get paid. It should answer most of your questions. So now I just send people the video because it's me. And if you're someone who's on my team, or maybe you have a leader, you can always say, oh, my business partner, or you can say I was going to say coworker. What's the word I'm looking for? You can say another leader in my organization, and you can send my video if you want to, and it kind of explains everything to them. All right. So any questions about the distributor conversation? I'm going to pause. I'm trying to learn to pause and listen more because I can just keep talking sometimes. Just Crystal line. Does anyone have any questions? Feel free to unmute. Or type. I know it takes time. Since you've talked about voice notes now too, it does help. Yes. Yes, it helps them to know you're a real person. 100%. I think we just have lost communication sometimes when we forget that people are people. Like when someone sends me a voice note, I'm like, oh, it's so good to hear you. Like it's so rare that people message me back. So I love getting voice notes from people. Okay. So now we're going to dive into, an exercise that if you've been on my team, you've heard me do before, and it's overcoming objections because it is scary to start a new business. Drop a 7. I think we're at a 7. Drop a 7 in the chat if you were nervous before you said yes. If you had doubts before you said yes. I was so nervous. That's probably why I said no forever. But I told my enroller for months, I don't think it's for me. I'm just not that kind of person. I don't use social media. I don't think it's for me. I'm not good at sales. I don't know anything about it. Like I gave all the reasons. So overcoming objections is a huge thing in this business. There's 2 things to know is if someone is nervous, you can help walk them through that fear. You can't convince anyone to join. You can try to convince someone to join, but if you can help them overcome that fear, they'll get started. I know Crystal was one of those people. I was like, oh, you'll be amazing at it. You posted for me. You've done this before. Like, you're super personal. Like, why not give it a try? And then if you can kind of help them feel brave to start, that's different. So drop an objection. I love this exercise. Drop an objection in the comments that you get from people. What is your top objection people tell you they can't do this business? So I'm going to share my, oh, there we go. I saw someone typed in the comments. Too much money. That's very common. And I don't want to say I love that objection, but I used to be scared to tell people the price because I thought that as soon as I told them it cost them money, that's when they would stop responding to me. And then I was like, I lost another one. But you guys, it didn't. You have to overcome that objection. So if someone doesn't respond back to me after I tell them it costs $129 in Canada, the next day I'll go and message them back. Hey, any questions about the info I sent over? I do have a spot available that you can actually pre-sell to start for free. Would that be something that would interest you? And normally they'll pipe back up, oh yeah, sure, that would be great because I can't really afford it right now. So for anyone who says they don't have money, I pre-sell. So you guys, we get coffee and we get gummies. And if you can help them find 5 people to try a sample set of coffee, $100 of that's taken off. And now it's only $29 to get started. If they don't have the $29, okay, well, let's sell some gummies and let's get that sold, and it doesn't cost you anything to start. So there is scripting in boards, and if anyone's not on this team that needs the board that I'm talking about, feel free to ask. I can message it to you. Okay. If someone says it's not real or it's a scam, I just confidently go in and I say, there are a lot of things out there. So this is my method. If anything, write these notes down. It's the feel, felt, found, find a solution, the 4 Fs. I totally know how you feel. I was super skeptical before I got started. But what I found is, this business has been featured in Forbes, which is like a top brand globally, as well as Direct Sellers Magazine. And I love the fact that we have clinically proven ingredients and our products are backed by science. If I could give you resources to show you that obviously it's legitimate, I've been doing this from home for the last 9 years, and I could help you generate an extra income. Would that be something that you're interested in? Okay, sorry guys. Every time I comment, the thing goes up. So for MLM, this is a very common one that I get as well. And I say, I again, you guys, I totally know how you feel. I was confused about the MLM part as well before I started. The thing that I love about our company is that you don't have to do it with any kind of team. If you guys didn't know that, you don't have to have a team. There's no multi-level. You can do this strictly through customers and perks, bonuses, and retail. So I always tell people that say, oh, it's MLM. I say, no, you don't have to have a team in order to earn income with this. If I could show you how to make those weekly bonuses and just like a monthly commission, so you could generate that paycheck, would that be something you're interested in? Okay. And so a couple other ones that I find is, oh, I don't have time all the time. Life is busy. I totally know how you feel. When I started my business, my daughter was 5 days old. And then I had a 1-year-old and a newborn, and it is hard to juggle. What I found is 90% of people that do this business have full-time jobs. Some have 2 jobs or school, kids. The thing that I love, what I found is that we're already on social media anyway. You know, even if it's just small pockets here and there throughout our day, you can use it to generate an income. If I could show you how to fit this into your schedule so you could make that income for your family, would you want to try it? Okay, so I also changed the wording on my house from her cost to at her discount. Yeah, and you know what? The changes in wording, like there are always going to be things that you've got to pivot with this business, but you guys, feel, felt, found, find a solution is something that's helped walk me through so many objections. It's not even funny. Where people are like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'd be willing to give it a try. So that is where to kind of find distributors. Anyone's got last minute questions about signing DTs, you can put it in the chat. So yeah, you guys, number 1 is like post story, get up haps to ask the host, and you'll always have people to message. Messaging is one of the biggest ones. And like Shannon said, I like to, if I don't hit, if some of my posts or my stories or host to posts don't hit for the day, I try to send 10 distributor messages a day. Normally for me, like 10 a day. Once I hit day 10, I will sign a distributor, if not more than one. So if you're like, okay, well, I want to sign, a distributor a month, send 10 messages a day. Make that like your daily non-negotiable. So if my post or my story, my haps don't hit, I'll do what Shannon does and I'll scroll my newsfeed. Who do you see a lot? Who are your friends posting often on social media? Yes, Liz, definitely. You can share something.
Thank you. I just wanted to share, when everyone says they're busy or they just think the day gets away from them, I was recently in the hospital again. And I don't go anywhere without my coffee, my greens, and my aloe. So my sister brought it all to me, and I was like telling the nurses about it. And so I literally set up a little sample thing in my room. And then I started talking to one, and I'm in conversation with her now about becoming a new team member. Because she's like, okay, whatever that stuff was you were sharing with us, I need more of it, but I can't build. And I'm like, yeah, you can. And so I was showing her every time they came in the room, I was like sitting there doing my work. And they're like, that's what you're doing? I'm like, yeah, see how hard it is? And I'm in conversations with potential distributors.
That's awesome. And yeah, that's one of the things we didn't talk about. In person. Doesn't all have to be on social media. Thank you so much for sharing that, Liz.
Yeah.
And I think that it is important when people see the lifestyle too, right? I was at the park with the girls the other day, and I was sitting there and I was voice noting. I was like, hey, Sarah, yeah, if you could put up that host to post about earning income, just let me know once you've posted it and I'll get your entry into the giveaway. And the woman is sitting beside me. She's like, oh, you have income options open? You work from your phone? My daughter's looking. And her daughter is literally thinking of becoming a distributor. I would never have asked the woman sitting beside me if she was interested in earning income because I'm still an introvert like that. But she saw the lifestyle of working the business, and she was there watching her grandkid at the park when her daughter's working. So don't forget the in-person as well. I love that, Liz. Thank you. All righty, everybody. So no questions. This will be this recording will be posted once I get it up on YouTube. And obviously, I want to thank you so much for you guys taking the time to come and hop on and listen. And like Shannon said, hopefully you took tips away. That'll be that switch that'll get you enrolling. Just being consistent and getting out your content, sending the messages, and don't give up. Even when people aren't signing right away, give yourself grace. And they will. There's so many people out there looking. So that's what this business is all about, is changing people's lives, and it's worth putting in the work and sending the messages. So thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic night. Go kick butt for the promo. You still have lots of time to sign a DT even tonight. So have a great night, everybody. We'll see you later.